We're still in the Rancho Cucamonga area. We're on the 210 freeway. We were over by Victoria Gardens. I don't have the exact address. Actually, I do have the exact address because I thought it was fake. 12346 Hollyhock Drive. Deputy involved shooting. Deputy was shot. Don't know that deputy's condition, but there was a huge standoff happening in that area. They locked it down. They were looking for that suspect, and then this guy, apparently the suspect, bails out of that condominium area, and it was on and cracking. They were on, I believe it was Day Creek, this vehicle going on the wrong way on most of the ride up to the freeway from Victoria Gardens. If you don't know where Victoria Gardens is, you're clearly not a local, but that is a huge mall out here in the Rancho Cucamonga area. Now you can see, I brought up the speeds almost immediately because I could not believe what I was seeing. This vehicle actually getting into the 160s for a while there. I don't know, somebody trying to interrupt me? Are we going live? Okay. Anyways, I wish the IFB was a little better. We're working our way back to where we are, so the IFB should be getting better. But we're going to keep an eye on this pursuit. We're doing this for the internet right now. This vehicle, that is a person, apparently started as some sort of burglary, robbery, something at the mall. Again, not confirmed. Then some sort of foot pursuit. They chased this guy. Shots were fired. A deputy from the police department of Rancho Cucamonga Police Department was shot. There was a huge barricade going on. Then this vehicle tears out of there. Maybe the suspect, maybe a distraction. But at any rate, you can see it right now. Those speeds, that is real. 140 miles an hour. We've seen it, that motorcycle going faster. Skyfox definitely keeping up with them. But as far as the ground units, they're going to be backing off. The helicopter staying with it. This continuing. This is westbound on the 210 freeway. Again, watching things like this, I got to tell you, every muscle in my body is tense. Anything happens in front of that motorcycle right now, this is going to come to a devastating end for that rider. And, of course, don't want to see it, don't want to be part of it. This suspect apparently running like he's running for his life, because I would venture to say, after shooting a deputy, I'm not saying a vigilante type of justice, but this person definitely has reason to get these types of speeds. We're continuing on. You can see it right there. As far as law enforcement behind him, I would venture to say the only thing that's going to be keeping up is a helicopter. Are they making calls? Are they getting other units ahead of them? I would say yes. But these high speeds, well into the triple digits. Eminently, copy all. I bet. Yep, there's one of them, CHP. I don't want to lose him, but I also don't want to, I don't want to show too much of the CHP just because I don't want to lose the bike. Yes, of course, Lisa, I can always hear. Copy all. I might not be able to hear Sandra that clearly the entire time, but I will make every effort to. Okay, copy. It should get better. I mean, we're getting closer to. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? Getting off the freeway. How do you stop that thing in time? Oh. Is he going back the other way? Of course he is. That's what I said. Five seconds. Hopefully he comes out of the trees. There he is. Sandra, we're taking a look at a pursuit out here. You can see it right there. Actually, let me give you some more information about where we are. Now, we were headed eastbound. No, we were headed westbound. There we go. It just corrected itself. We were headed westbound on that 210 freeway out of the Rancho Cucamonga area, chasing this motorcycle. Who is this motorcycle? Well, again, I would venture to say it is correct. Is it correct? We're still working on all the information. Skyfox, we were in the Rancho Cucamonga area, right by Victoria Gardens, where there was a deputy-involved shooting, where a deputy was the one that was the victim and was shot. There's a huge presence out there. Law enforcement, they got the condominium surrounded. While we were there, this vehicle came out of that condominium complex and the pursuit was on. Now, is this that shooting suspect? Is this a distraction? I can't fill in those blanks. I'm going to let the viewers kind of put those pieces together on their own. What I can tell you, though, is fact is that motorcycle, almost immediately getting out of that condominium complex, was running against traffic up Day Creek Road up to the 210 freeway, got onto the 210 freeway, and at one point this motorcycle was over 150 miles an hour on the 210. Now, law enforcement, they're definitely not letting this person walk. I can guarantee you that. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, they had a helicopter in the air. That one was following along with Skyfox. And on the ground, a number of units were chasing this vehicle as well. Even some of those California Highway Patrol cars were keeping up with this vehicle on the freeway. Take a look at that. Those maneuvers, Sandy, I do not want to see anybody lose their life on television, but this is one of those ones where I have to show it. We got to stay tight. We got to do our job. But I am not joking when I tell you my blood is running cold, especially when that vehicle starts, that motorcycle starts wobbling, gets so close to a lot of these cars. Anything unpredictable happens in front of that motorcycle. I don't want to see that outcome. Yeah, for a moment there, you saw the California Highway Patrol. That's one of their motorcycle units. They're basically just getting up close, making their presence known. Hopefully this driver makes the right decisions. As it stands right now, look at those numbers. We're just coming out of the triple digits, and it does seem like he's slowing down. Hopefully it's going to come to an end. But you have to remember, that suspect is wanted for a deputy-involved shooting where a deputy was shot. So, yes, law enforcement, they are going to try to bring this to an end. They might use some non-practical ways to bring it to an end. But take a look at that, Sandy. Just moving along. Yep. Yes, definitely. And was the motorcycle officer maybe trying to get up close to the suspect to bring that suspect down? Maybe. This is one of those ones where it is just we just watch it, and I just don't want to see anybody lose their life this afternoon, especially not on our cameras. You can see this rider clearly is very comfortable with the way they are handling that motorcycle, but that doesn't mean that this is any kind of safe. Right now, it looks like he's That's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yes, and believe me, they're going to take that suspect. He's still moving. That is a plus. They are definitely going to take him into custody. It did look like the motorcycle did land on top of him once he was on the ground. Now, I have to say, you got a number of officers down there. I can guarantee you they're going to stop the freeway, but they're also going to start calling for paramedics. They're already calling for paramedics, and again, how they're going to get there this quickly is another question. But wow, that I'm telling you, that is definitely not the ending I wanted to see. I am hoping that suspect survives, but what a crazy crash that was, Sandy. Yes. Sa- Yep. They're doing paramedic stuff. Sandy, Sandra, we're getting confirmation that that is the suspect. We got confirmation from our assignment desk that that is the suspect, that it was wanted for what started as some sort of burglary at Victoria Gardens, then turned into a deputy-involved shooting blocks away from that mall. And then now you can see that there was a crazy pursuit on that 210 freeway, ending in that tragic crash out there. Now as far as we can tell, I don't want to get too gory because I know we are still live, but there are actual paramedics down there that are work for the sheriff's department that are administering first aid to that suspect after they did take him into custody. My question is for you and maybe some of the viewers, is we do know that that motorcycle collided with, or basically bumped into the side of a civilian's vehicle. And I just don't know where that civilian's vehicle is. I'm hoping that that person is okay as well. And again, at the time of the crash, we all saw it live. He was actually, he had taken off his backpack. He didn't even have his hands on the handlebars, and he was going through his backpack for some reason while he was on the freeway. At any rate, coming to a crashing end. That suspect now in custody. This is going to be on that eastbound 210 freeway. We're going to be in the Rancho Cucamonga upland area. Excuse me, we're in the upland area right now. You can see all lanes are stopped. They may be like this for some time. There might be some traffic issues. You can see some of the first responders from the fire department, paramedics arriving. We're going to see if they transport, hopefully they do, transport that suspect. But again, what a wild and unfortunate ending to what's been going on out here in the Rancho Cucamonga area. Well, Sandy, I'm having a lot of trouble with the IFB, but I just want to, you know, say just a little bit is, we don't, or I personally don't know the condition of the deputy that was shot, that started pretty much all of this or put it all into motion. I do hope that that deputy is going to be okay. Law enforcement, they are out here in force. They were out there at that condominium in force looking for that suspect. How he got on that motorcycle, how he made that quick departure, all of that they're going to figure out later on. I can tell you that fire department, you can see that's the first one arriving right there. They probably definitely have paramedics on board. We're going to keep an eye on it to see if they or how they treat that suspect, meaning are they going to put this person on a gurney or is it going to be something else? But as far as that freeway goes, also got to put it out there is if the eastbound 210 is your ride today, especially through the Upland area, I would definitely make other plans, especially because that freeway is going to be closed for some time, and we're going to wait on that ambulance and see where that suspect goes from here. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, extremely reckless driving. When we got on the freeway, that's when the speeds got well into the triple digits. When he was on Day Creek making his way from the Victoria Gardens up to the 210, that was basically the entire ride was weaving back and forth through oncoming traffic. So he was driving the wrong way on Day Creek, making his way up to the 210 freeway. Once he got on that freeway, though, he really did open it up. But, even the law enforcement, the California Highway Patrol, they did have some vehicles that were not keeping up, but staying close enough that they were nearby. And then you saw that motorcycle officer make that attempt to maybe bring this to an end. But ultimately, you know, I would love to sit down or have a talk with some officers from the California Highway Patrol, especially their motorbike division, because I wonder what the protocol is for something like that. That was a dangerous maneuver, but again, the officers that are out there on patrol, they weigh their risk with with what that suspect is wanted for at all times, and that is that is one of those ones that he's taking that risk, knowing that this is a very wanted suspect. But I don't know what the plan was there. I've never seen a motorcycle try to pit another motorcycle. I am moving a little bit closer in now because that suspect is not fatal. I can tell you that. That person is actually sitting up right now. They've got the neck brace on. They have paramedics working with him, so he's definitely going to be going to a hospital. There's much relief there in my voice because I just don't, a day at work where we watch anybody pass is not a good day at work, but this makes my day feeling a lot better. That suspect in custody, and again, what a crazy crash that was. And take a look at that freeway. That is a number of law enforcement and some other vehicles that they're starting to basically squeeze through. But California Highway Patrol, they're kind of opening up one lane to get everybody by. But how long this is going to be here, it's going to be some time. But all of this, Sandy, you think about it, right? All of this over shoplifting. This all started with shoplifting. What law enforcement, what they deal with, it astounds all of us every day. Yeah. definitely never know how these come to an end, and that one was very dramatic, and it just also we all watch it. At the time of the collision, didn't even have his hands on the handlebars. He was going through his backpack for whatever reason while that collision happened. Again, right now my thoughts are definitely for that deputy. Hopefully that he will recover from, or she will recover from whatever that incident was. But paramedics definitely treating that suspect right now. I'm sure they're waiting on an ambulance. And how that ambulance is going to get here, they're going to have to make sure that the freeway does stay stopped while they make their way against traffic right there. Let's get that off-ramp for everybody. But now I understand that they have a medical helicopter inbound. So sorry about that. I just wanted to get the street. That's going to be Campus. Campus Avenue is the off-ramp, but on that 210. But now we understand they're bringing in an air vac, probably for that suspect. I am. It's actually a little bit of a testament to what a lot of these motorcyclists wear. I would venture to say he probably had some sort of body armor on for himself, not for being bulletproof, but if getting into an accident like that. I believe that what I'm showing you guys right there is the actual backpack. All of that's going to be portions of evidence. During that pursuit earlier on, I did see something fall out of the back of the motorcycle. I wasn't sure if that was out of the backpack. Maybe it was some of the items that were being shoplifted at one point. But right now, that suspect, by the grace of, he is still alive. And we are going to keep an eye on this for sure. The freeway does look like they're going to try to open up one lane. And again, now we're hearing words that they may be bringing in a helicopter to airlift that suspect to a local hospital. But that was one of the most dramatic endings for a pursuit that I've seen in a while. And to say that that rider is still alive, that's just amazing. Yes. Yes. Well, Sandra, that's what we're hearing as well. We were kind of looking around for it. Nothing is jumping out at me as it would be. Maybe we can move around a little bit more and see if we can get a different angle. Perhaps it's being blocked by a vehicle, but right now that suspect definitely going into getting medical care. And also, I can tell you that at the shooting scene, we definitely saw a weapon on the ground as well. I would venture to say that that was the deputy's weapon. But as far as a gun on the ground here, I believe it. I just have yet to actually spot it with our camera right now. Yep. Well, in this case, definitely not, especially if the weapon is out here on the roadway somewhere, then we're definitely, they're definitely going to see it. But, his helmet came off. That's kind of giving you an indication of the force of that impact when he when he hit that vehicle and then landed on his back. But right now, though, you can see law enforcement walking around. They are putting out a lot of markers out there. All those markers are something that indicate, what was inside that bag. And those actually may be, I would almost say that those are bullets. So, this coming to the end the way it did is probably the best outcome. Seeing if maybe that suspect, and again, maybe we're just speculating, was reaching into that backpack trying to get a weapon. That would have been I just wonder where this could have gone. And thank goodness nobody did lose their life on this portion. And again, I'm hoping that deputy is going to be okay. Yes, that definitely being. I'm sorry, Sandra. The IFB is just so scratchy up here, and for the folks that are listening, the IFB is how I can hear Sandra and the people at the station communicating with me in the helicopter. But definitely that suspect going into the sheriff's department at San Bernardino Sheriff's air rescue. That's going to be their Bell helicopter. We're going to rush him off to a local hospital and definitely going to be charged. There is no doubt about that. And as far as this being a crime scene, I can guarantee you this 210 is going to be closed for a while. California Highway Patrol might try to open up one lane. But as far as all that evidence all over the roadway down there, a lot of that I can make out being bullets. Those definitely seem to be bullets, but as far as the actual gun, I have yet to see that. But I am told it is visible on the roadway down there. We'll try and find it. But again, this suspect in custody, wanted for the shooting of a Rancho Cucamonga police officer / deputy after a short foot pursuit from just what we believe to be a shoplifting incident at Victoria Gardens. It's just how quickly all of this escalated. Yep. Yeah, no way at all. And they had the helicopter above it, and you know, at one point we can make a little fun. At one point, I was a little worried that that motorcycle was going to outrun Skyfox, but not a chance. And then also, they had the sheriff's department. They have a different type of aircraft, but they were definitely keeping up as well. But the guys on the ground with the cars and the motorcycles, that was just amazing to watch, and keeping the public safe. While all that was going on, just mind-boggling. And again, this is the area where the motorcycle hit the ground. It came to a stop between the fire truck and the black SUV. That's the area where I'm being told the weapon is painfully obvious, but I have yet to see it. But that doesn't mean that it is not there, Sandra. Well, that was a thing. Skyvox, Simon Desk, if you want to make the effort and try to guide me in to said weapon, I, maybe it is so painfully obvious that I'm just overlooking it. Stop asking if I can hear you, and just try to talk to me. There it is. When you were saying black SUV, I thought it was, never mind. It doesn't make any difference. We found it. (1911) type. Yeah, because all the looky-loo traffic. Can't stand that stuff. I wonder. I wonder if he was literally trying to get that gun out of his backpack, and then what could have came from that. Man, that was crazy. I don't know. Probably. I ventured it. We got all the big pieces. Yeah. And Skyvox, Simon Desk, I thank you all for the adrenaline rush. That was a blast, but also thinking about my pilot and his drive home, because he's going to be sitting in traffic, and I think we have all the big elements to this story covered. I think he's asking for the car that got hit. Um, is it this one? Well, the mirror's damaged. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. License plates off of this vehicle, por favor. It is closer to the off ramp, right by the target. Wondering where that car was. And no front plate. I wonder if that guy's like, he's got the Rancho Cucamonga vibe, but he looks officer-esque, doesn't he? Eight Delta, no, wait a minute. 8 Delta Oscar, Bravo, 676. 6-7. It always is in one of my stories. Yeah, just go ahead and stand right there. Okay, 8 Delta Oscar Bravo 676. You guys got it? Did they pick up the gun already? No, but they put a marker by it. Yeah, I wonder too. I wonder what it was that he took that was so worth it. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the adrenaline is probably still coursing through his veins, but when that all wears off, he's going to be in a lot of pain. He's in a lot of trouble also, but he's going to be in a lot of pain. I thought the bike landed on top of him. Yeah. Okay, Simon Desk. What else would you guys be looking for? That I heard loud and clear. Look, he's signing autographs. Yeah, I think we're good. Of course they're going to send Dez out here. That was definitely worth the price of admission. Woo! Who? Well, I'm not sure if we're still live at all, but Moy, thank you so much for your kind words. And it's got my name on it, so how can I not love it? But I love the Stu Live crew. If we were still live, definitely. And yes, he crashed hard. Crashed hard, not dead. Knocked that frickin' helmet right off of him. And I also have to give credit where credit's due. Chris was on it like from the second it started. He was like, Stu, guy's taking off, he's on a motorcycle. And I literally looked out the window, and what did I see? Dude on a motorcycle tearing out of the condo complex. So sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you. And sometimes you get a great pursuit when you're in Rancho Cucamonga. Woo! Hey, I was thanking you guys. I got my adrenaline rush for the week.